Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about 5 growth mindset activities. And the first one will be positive feedback circle, then mindset shifts exercise. Number 3 will be overcoming failure story sharing. Number 4, reflective questions, and then the learning buddy system. Let's get straight into it. I know you're busy, so let's take a look at activity number 1. Activity number 1, the positive feedback circle. This is a very simple activity to run and it can be very highly effective. So the time you spend on this, it can be 15 to 60 minutes, but it really depends on how many participants you have. You want to allow each participant a few minutes to speak. So each person in the circle is going to take turns to be the person receiving the feedback. So they will be the feedback receiver. So then every person in the circle is going to give feedback, and it's going to be positive or constructive feedback. They're going to give this feedback to the feedback receiver. This activity works best if the participants know each other, if they're work colleagues, so they have feedback that they can genuinely give. After everybody's given feedback to the feedback receiver can have 2 to 3 minutes to ask clarifying questions or to give responses if they wish, but everything must be done in a constructive manner. Every person in the circle will have a chance to be the feedback receiver, and that is activity number 1. Activity number 2 is the mindset shifts exercise. This is all about teaching fixed versus growth mindset. If you are not sure what I mean by fixed versus growth mindset, I will leave a link below this video to the blog post I did on fixed versus growth mindset. So this is about helping participants to develop a growth mindset. To start this activity, ask participants to spend 5 to 10 minutes to come up with a list of recent challenges they have experienced where they felt self-doubt. If they struggle to think of anything, you could give them some examples, such as if they were put in charge of the people of the team that they are presently in. If they had to become the manager, what challenges would they experience? What doubts would they have in managing their own team? Get them to write down those bullet points, maybe 5 to 10 bullet points. And then after that, you're going to give them time to turn these statements into positive fixed mindset statements. I'm going to give you an example. Let me show you the example. So imagine somebody wrote down, I completely messed up that presentation and now everyone knows I'm bad at public speaking. The statement they would hopefully write down or something similar would be, even though I made a few mistakes during the presentation, they are things that can easily be fixed or improved on. So just by practicing beforehand more, I can do a better job. So it would be something like that. So they're going to change all of these fixed mindset statements into growth mindset statements. And at the end of the activity, have everybody present one of their fixed to growth mindset statements, so everybody shares one example that they wrote down. Activity number 3, overcoming failure story sharing. This is often a very powerful and inspiring activity to run. And you hear some incredible stories of success and overcoming things. It's a great activity. Start the activity by asking participants to spend 10 minutes to think of a personal or work experience where they experienced failure or some kind of setback. Explain that it can be any situation, even if it's like just a difficulty passing an exam or dealing with a customer. And it doesn't have to be a huge thing necessarily, but just how they overcome this situation. So ask them to write down some bullet points about their experience, such as why it failed or failed at the beginning, how they initially reacted, how they overcome the challenge, what they learned as a result of the situation, and get them to do that. And then we're going to split people into groups of 6 or 8, or that's if you have a large class, and then allow each person 5 minutes to explain to the group their story and the situation, going through their bullet points and share experiences. Okay, and that's activity number 3. Activity number 4, reflective questions. So this is a great exercise to help participants better understand how greater self-awareness can help their own future personal growth. I would suggest allowing about 25 minutes for this exercise and start by providing 8 to 10 questions for the participants that are related to self-reflection. Here's some examples of the questions you could include. How much have you grown mentally in the last 12 months? In what areas do you seek to improve in the next year? Do you respond to criticism in a constructive or negative way? Just come up with 10 questions of this type. Start the activity by giving the participants the handout of the reflective questions and give them 15 minutes to write down their answers to each. And then I would allow, let's say, 10 minutes for a group discussion to discuss each question one at a time. Activity number 5, the learning buddy system. The clever thing about this ongoing exercise is that it adds a layer of accountability in that because they have another person following their mindset journey, the person is more likely to have one extra motivation to continue and to work at building a growth mindset. The learning buddy system can really be very effective, and it's about putting people into pairs and supporting each other. So if you're running this for employees, you could allow a specific time each week where they come together for 15 minutes in their buddies, and it could be breakout rooms or it could be in person. It's up to you. As the manager or training coordinator, I would take time to match up participants in the pairs so that you try and align their interest and goals as best as possible. The easiest way to do this is to do a simple survey and find out what their general goals and skills and direction is. In the first session, you might want to just have the pairs get together and map out what it is they want to both achieve professionally and personally for, let's say, 1 month, 3 months, and 12 months, and they write down their goals and they will share this with their buddy. And then you can run it where they just meet up 15 minutes a week or each month. So that's a fairly simple, but it just takes a little bit of planning. That's a great activity to run. Really helps people to develop a growth mindset. Some final thoughts, just a reminder, we sell training materials for soft skills like mentoring skills, emotional intelligence, psychological safety in the workplace. There's lots of activities on the website for training, so that might be very useful. I will leave a link below this video. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate how busy you are. I will see you in the next videos. Thank you so much.